now. He like took over that word for sure. Like
but she's like, that's a real person. I was like, yeah, it's like a kid. He's just like, what the fuck?
She doesn't know about the Rizzler, dude.
She didn't know about the Rizzler. And it's so funny because she was so chronically online, but she didn't know who the Rizzler was.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, we recording?
Yeah, we are.
Oh, no, all right, let's go. All right, guys. This is another episode of 3 Hacks in a Movie. I'm Emilio.
I'm Bentley.
And I'm RJ.
All right, so today's pick was RJ's pick, actually. RJ, what did we watch today?
We watched a movie called Some Like It Hot. Hot. Yes. Movie from 1959 by written and directed, I should say, by Billy Wilder, who also did Double Indemnity.
Indemnity, dude.
Another movie that we watched earlier on.
That movie fucks, bro.
Right. That's Kino, as some would call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely a completely different type of movie.
Absolutely.
It's not a film noir.
Yep.
It is a kind of a romantic comedy.
Yeah, that would definitely be like kind of the more way to put it, yeah.
Starring Tony Curtis, who I really don't know from much, but I know he is Jamie Lee Curtis's father.
Oh my God.
Didn't even know that until you just said it. Wow,
yeah, it's mind-blowing.
Very cool. She's a Nepo baby.
Yes,
oh,
she
man.
is.
All my favorites. Not just kidding.
So John Carpenter is just a really big Some Like It Hot fan. That's why I got it in that movie.
Hey, but she earned hers, bro.
Yep, she did.
I love Jamie Lee.
And also starring Jack Lemmon. And Marilyn Monroe.
Yep.
Yeah, this is the very first. I know you said it. This is the very first Marilyn Monroe movie I've ever seen.
Yep. My first one
Same.
too. Yeah. So what is this movie about? Synopsis says it for us, RJ.
So it's about so Jack Lemmon is what was his name? Gerald.
Yeah.
And Tony Curtis was Joe. And they play two musicians who kind of down on their luck, kind of living paycheck to paycheck.
If even that.
Yeah, they're so far into debt, I guess.
They're talking about like doing a gig for like $16. I think they say it is like a really low amount.
I was even that. They were talking about how they owe money to everybody.
Right.
And,
everybody.
they're trying to figure out how to pay everybody back.
Yeah. This is during Prohibition era. It's 1929.
Mm-hmm.
And they're working at a speakeasy in Chicago, and it gets raided by the police.
Yep.
So they're trying to find more work, and they go to these I guess an agency to find work, and they find out that they're looking for a bassist and a saxophone player, which is exactly what they are, but they need women.
Right.
So anyways, Joe and Gerald go to play another gig, and I think afterwards they're they're going to get their car. The
girl's car,
yeah,
like the secretary of the
agency,
the music agency.
Right.
Yeah.
They're going to get her car to drive it to another gig. And in the parking garage, they witness a confrontation of the North Side and South Side like mobster gangs.
Like really stereotypical mobsters with like Tommy guns.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, if you know anything.
Yeah, they
about
mentioned
that.
the St. Valentine's.
Yeah,
like where
which
were you on
which
Valentine's
was like a
Day
real
or whatever?
thing that happened in Chicago. Where
It was like the deadliest day in Chicago, right? Or
Yeah,
something like
it was
in
like a
Chicago
gang-
history.
It was like a complete
Even with that fire,
gangland
bro.
massacre where they killed like 10 or people or something like that, and it was on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So anyways, they witness it, and
They get away.
They somehow get away, and they decide to change their appearance and go undercover as women and join that band that needed the saxophone player and bassist and take off to Florida.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the premise, the basis of the start of it, I guess, you know?
Yeah, Marilyn Monroe's not even introduced
Not
yet.
even introduced
It
yet.
takes kind of a while. Like,
Right.
Yeah, we
like
don't see
30
them until they get to the train station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much the next scene, I guess.
Where one of my favorite lines come from is like, Good God, it's like Jello on springs.
springs, yeah,
Jello
they're
on
watching-
springs. I remember this is what he says.
They're watching Marilyn Monroe walk away from him, and that was the line.
Yeah, she's really good at running in high heels. Is what I learned in this movie.
Yeah.
like every scene, she's running a lot in this movie actually, and every scene she's in high heels, and she's like, it's just like, it's crazy, bro. You can tell she's been doing this for a while.
Right. Yeah,
One of the funniest scenes is like when the guys first start dressing in drag or whatever, and they're walking in high heels and they suck at it.
Yeah,
And they're just like falling over almost, like trying to walk through the train station. Part's pretty funny.
yeah.
It seemed like Joe picked it up a little bit faster than Gerald did. So yeah. Anyways, they changed their names
Right.
to then become Josephina and Daphne.
Yeah.
Geraldine at first, but like,
Geraldine at first,
because
but-
originally when they were
like
when
that's
they
too
found out
much.
that it was an all girls gig, they were one of them. I forgot which one was joking about. Oh, we can do that. Like we'll dye our hair. Oh, because before they found out they were girls, they're like you need to be blonde, and like we'll dye our hair, and it's like you need a shave or something, and it's like you also need to be women, and then one of them's like, we could do that. It's like, I'll be Josephina, you'll be Geraldina, or something like that.
Geraldine, yeah.
Or Geraldine. Yeah, Geraldine. Sorry.
Geraldine.
Yeah, Geraldine. And then so when they go to the train station and give like their fake name, they're like, I'm Josephina, and then so like, and this is like Daphne, and you can tell that Joe just gives her this like bitch, like I did not know we were coming up with completely new names. And then so he monikers the name Daphne after that. So
Right,
that
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
makes sense. Yeah. But yeah, I love that they're kind of like it's almost like a dream for a lot of men in a sense where they're at, because they're just in a train car just surrounded by women, and some of them extremely beautiful.
Right.
Like,
Marilyn Monroe-esque.
yeah. There's Marilyn Monroe, obviously, and then there's like Marilyn Monroe runner-ups.
Right, yeah.
that's a good way to put it.
Because I remember thinking that one of them, I was like, wow, she's actually really pretty. And I think she ends up being like Marilyn's like roommate
The
later
one
that
that
we
keeps
see.
making the joke about like the one-legged
Jockey or whatever, which I still don't get.
Yeah.
They're like, no, don't worry, honey, because I ride side saddle or something like that. Yeah. It's one of those jokes where you don't hear the beginning or the
Right,
whole
yeah,
joke
yeah.
or whatever. So you don't exactly know what the joke is.
The joke is that there is probably no joke to it, almost probably.
But yeah, man. Oh, man. This movie. Oh, so real quick, I love the name of like our main antagonist, which is like the gangster, obviously, who's trying to kill our two drag queens.
Right, yeah.
Spats.
Spats Columbo. Yeah. For some reason, spoiler alert, not spoiler alert, he shows up in Florida at some point.
Right.
And he says like, oh, the name's Columbo, or like the reservation should be under Columbo. For some reason, when he said that, I thought he was still kind of like low key on the run or something. So he was just giving a fake name, but he was like, but I'm clearly Italian, so I got to give like some super Italian name, and he gives Columbo.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Spats, because I guess
The shoes, right?
they're like
Tight pant. They're like tight trousers.
it's the little like ankle wrap looking things that he was wearing.
That's what I got confused. I couldn't tell if they were shoes or his pants, because they're like, I know that's like his signature thing.
They can go pretty high up, I think, or whatever. I don't know.
Because those like these white.
Spats.
Yeah, spats are short for spatter dashes or spatter guards, originated in the military to keep shoes from sand or mud, free from sand or mud.
Like socks.
Oh,
Early
they're-
socks.
They're like socks for your shoes, weirdly, instead of socks for your feet. It's kind of the way to put it out there looking at that picture. But yeah, his name was Spats Columbo, which I just thought was so funny because that's such a movie comic like gangster name,
Right.
like Johnny Lasagna, basically. Like it's such a non-serious name. But I know Columbo
Yeah,
was like
terrible
I think
name.
there was a real famous gangster named Columbo, I want to say. And then I know we obviously had the famous TV detective Columbo.
Right,
But
yeah, Peter Falk.
Yeah. But yeah, Spats Columbo, which I love the name. Just love the name. I also love his goon squad because one just seems very slow.
yeah, one definitely was not all there.
Yeah, he was very much like the Lenny of the group.
They all seem pretty slow, but yeah, one especially.
Yeah.
For sure.
He went full retard, which you're not supposed to do. Yeah, this I don't know, man. This movie was fucking funny though. it is one of those movies where I did wonder. I think it holds up really well, but that's also because I just love like obviously like movies from fucking forever ago, including comedies and stuff. But this is one of those movies where I wonder, would kids today be able to watch it and enjoy it, or even like young adults today, like people in like their early 20s? Do you think they could watch this and like still have a laugh, or is this like so like beyond their means? Like, nah, never mind. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah,
No, I think so.
You think so?
I think people still like it. Like one way to know is like the Letterboxd review, I guess. But like, no, I know a lot of like my mom loves this movie. Like,
yeah, but she's not in her early 20s,
right?
Neither are we.
Yeah,
I know a lot of females love this movie.
Okay.
Or whatever. And, like, I think that'll be consistent. I don't know a lot of like early like 18-year-old or 20-year-old girls, to be honest, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know our last podcast was Lolita, but
don't remind me. No, I was kidding. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought about that. Like, I wonder if like people today would be able to enjoy it, or because there is like physical comedy to it, obviously, and I don't think a lot of the jokes are very period centered to that. Like, it only makes sense in the 50s or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all kind of all typical like. I mean, there's jokes about like, whatever, girls like always wanting a rich man, and how guys are just kind of dogs, and just stuff like that. Like your most typical things ever.
I feel like the comedy is also very 50s still. Like Jack Lemmon's like kind of style of comedy to me seems very 50s.
Yeah,
especially when he was like in the guy mode or whatever. But like
he played the very like neurotic man, like very he was I don't know, very antsy, and like,
and then Tony Curtis, right?
And then Tony Curtis,
he's like way more cool.
Definitely more cool.
Wasn't he like flirting with one of the ladies or whatever, just randomly?
Yeah, so that'd be Joe.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Joe. Yeah, Joe.
Joe.
Yeah, Joe's like the smooth talker, kind of ladies man, and then Jerry, Daphne, whatever, is very much, I don't know, the opposite, I guess. I don't know. Because he was very just like, oh, like not that he like really ever judged Joe for the way he like picks up women, but he's just like, you're the one to talk, and like you're the one who's like, just leaving a trail of broken hearts or whatever. And then he's like, well, that's how this world works, and it's like, got to break a few eggs or whatever. Someone's got to break the eggs to make the omelet. And shit
That's
like
so
that.
50s, dude.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're definitely very different from one another. But I mean, you kind of need that. I guess it'd be kind of weird if they were both exactly the same.
Yeah, they're not quite like Odd Couple level. But,
No.
Yeah.
But Joe's kind of clearly the leader, and we kind of saw that in the beginning when they're talking about what they're gonna do with the money or whatever, and then he was just like. It's like, oh, we're gonna put it on this dog, Grease Lightning, or something like that.
Yeah,
it's just
Grease
Lightning, dude.
yeah, like it's a shoo-in, like you don't understand, like it's a lock. And he's like, what do you mean it's a lock? Like there's no such thing as like no, you don't understand. Like I heard this from whoever, and it's just like it's gonna pay 8-1. It's just like we're gonna be able to pay everyone back and then some. And then they talk about, well, they obviously didn't get paid for the gig, so they're like, I wonder how much we can get for these coats. It's like, you're not selling my coat to put on a dog, Joe, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then next thing you know, you see them freezing. It's like, why did I listen to you? So, yeah, very, like, Joe's clearly, like, the one, like, kind of, like, in charge and shit. Like, or just kind of always talks Gerald into doing, like, or Jerry into doing stupid shit.
Well, Gerald, isn't he the first one who suggested dressing up to make money?
Yeah, he was
the first one.
And when
who,
they're in the office, like, and initially heard like, oh, they want women.
Yeah,
and like, oh,
we
could be women, I guess.
Yeah, we could be women. I don't know if this movie would make sense today, because now they would just see like two drag queens and they'd be like, oh, so it's just two drag queens going to a show.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel
that'd be the whole movie.
Also, I feel like a lot of people even back then would have been able to tell, especially if that was just like drag queens. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they were still had pretty like. They had pretty broad jaw lines,
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I just love how they said, like, oh, we got to shave or whatever, because apparently that's the magic that they needed. It was just to shave their
But to shave their legs.
And shave their legs, right,
specifically.
yeah.
Well, there was a scene where they were going swimming in the ocean, and Marilyn Monroe mentions that who is it, Jerry or Daphne, I guess.
Daphne,
has like broad shoulders and like big arms and stuff. She's like, oh, it's just from carrying around this base all the time.
Oh, she does say that?
Yeah.
Oh man, because the only line I remember from that was she's just like, you're like, oh, you're so lucky, Daphne, and I'm like, why is that? And it's just like, because you're so flat. Which I mean, compared to Marilyn, everyone's flat,
right?
But I love how Daphne took that as offense, like he's really a girl.
Or I feel like any woman would take that as offense.
Oh, I know, but that's what I love about
So
Daphne. Like Daphne's
chested.
reaction to that was so funny because it was genuinely like he was a woman, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Which,
well, earlier on, Joe told him, "Remember, you're a girl." Like,
no, that's right. That's later. That's later.
Well, it's on the train. He tells them that when they're on the train, like going to Florida. That's when he tells because Gerald as Daphne keeps looking around at all the girls and he's like, "Oh,
you're a girl."
so lucky.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, and then Joe's like, "No, remember, you are a girl."
Yeah. Okay. My bad. I was mixing it up later when Daphne starts blurring the lines a little too much about between being a guy and a girl.
Right. Yeah.
And then he's like, and it's just like, Jerry, you're a boy. You're a boy. He's like, I'm a boy.
I wish I was dead.
Yeah. Like you seem pretty disappointed at the fact. Yeah. Oh man, dude. Yeah. I think. I mean, as much as I love both of their performances, really, I think Daphne gave the better drag performance, the better like female performance.
Yeah.
But then Joe gave the better, like, because he pretends to be a millionaire, the heir to the Shell gas station fortune or whatever,
yacht owner,
Shell Oil, yeah,
Shell Oil Jr.
Shell Oil, yeah, her fucking Marilyn accent, yeah. I loved his which apparently is a Cary Grant impression, which I just thought was hilarious because even I felt like it wasn't improvised when Daphne was like, what kind of accent was that? He's like, what?
Yeah, it sounds like just to me just like a bad British accent or something.
It sounded like
very off.
it sounds like what Americans think British people sound like when we're not being like overly like making fun of them. When they're not talking like this,
Right.
it's all about wobbles in it in Tuesday. But yeah, it sounds like it sounds like a bad American take on a British accent, which I just thought was hilarious. Yeah, which Cary Grant was super famous at this point for, I think you saw North by Northwest or something, some Hitchcock movies.
Yeah, I think he was in that one. I know James Mason was in that. I can't remember if it was him or Jimmy Stewart. I'm pretty sure it was him, though.
Jimmy Stewart.
He was in Vertigo, I'm pretty sure. Or was that Jimmy Stewart?
I know
that's
Jimmy Stewart was in
Stewart.
like all of them, basically.
Yeah, Jamie Stewart's in Vertigo.
Oh, he was in North by Northwest. Yeah.
Okay.
Cary Grant was in North by Northwest. Yeah. And Affair to Remember, which I've always heard of. His Girl Friday. And he's in a bunch of shit. But
Arsenic and Old Lace?
I think I saw that on here. Yeah. What is that? Arsenic and what?
Old Lace?
I
Yeah.
think it's like an old screwball comedy.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never heard of it. Yeah, and Afraid to Remember, I know though. Oh, Bringing Up Baby. That's Cary Grant.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Cary Grant. Yeah.
That was one
I was
that we
thinking
watched.
like, okay, I know I've seen something of him, and because I've never seen North by Northwest.
Okay.
So I was like, but I know I saw something of him, and that's the one, Bringing Up Baby, which I fucking love that movie. I remember really liking his performance, but I definitely thought Katharine Hepburn,
Yeah,
because it's not
Katharine.
Audrey. Yeah, it's not Audrey. Yeah, her performance is my favorite.
Yeah, she's awesome, dude.
Yeah, next to the cheetah, obviously,
The Leopard, I think.
or the
it was.
leopard. Yeah, a great performance from the leopard.
Named Baby.
Yeah.
Do you guys think the performance by Marilyn Monroe in this movie is good, or do you think it's like
It wasn't bad.
What
was fine.
what is good? You know, like I don't know, man. It's very much. It wasn't bad, but the entire time I did feel like, oh, this is her first movie. Like this is
Definitely wasn't, but yeah, I felt like it.
Like this was the start of the whole we can turn models into actresses instead of trying to just make more actresses.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
like, this is very much like it felt like the beginning of that, where we just like. But I get it, dude. I mean, it was freaking Marilyn Monroe. She was bigger than any actress on the fucking planet, bigger than any other like model or female character, you know.
Do you think at the time too she was, or do you think over time her legacy's kind of built up to what it is now?
Well, I wasn't alive at the time, so I can't speak on that. You know,
Marilyn Monroe.
I would assume it was because I feel like the legacy of her has.
Yeah, she was with JFK.
Right.
Famously.
Famously.
You know, the
Joe
whole
DiMaggio
singing "Happy Birthday" to him. Yeah, Joe DiMaggio. Yeah. Homegirl got around, you know, but she also died very young, unfortunately, to barbiturates, which I had to look up what that was.
Yeah, she was 36 years old.
36, man, that's crazy. Yeah, it said accidental barbiturate overdose was the listed cause. Yeah, it is kind of crazy though, because I remember Marilyn Monroe since I was like 5 or 6 years old, where I would see like my friends with like Marilyn gear, or like my cousins with like Marilyn like kind of like swag. If it was like a purse, if it was something, you know, something random.
She's an icon, bro. She's
she was an
truly like
icon.
one of the biggest like actual icons.
Yeah,
Knew about her before I knew about like Katharine Hepburn or whoever else was like the big actress at the time. You know,
See, I knew like about Audrey Hepburn because I've always heard like about like Breakfast at Tiffany's and stuff when I was a kid and shit like that. But
that's Audrey
or
Hepburn.
Audrey. Wait,
that's not Kat. Or you might.
This time I said
yeah,
Audrey. Yeah, this time I said Audrey. Yeah. But what I always thought was so funny about the whole like Marilyn Monroe thing is that all these girls had Marilyn Monroe like stuff and never watched a single one of her movies. They just knew Marilyn Monroe.
Right.
They knew the name. They knew the icon. They knew the famous the being over the steam grate, whatever, and it blowing up her dress and
the
stuff.
subway grate.
Yeah. But never watched like a single movie or anything of hers. But she was, you know, her, bro.
Like literally one of the most famous actresses of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so many people never seen her shit. Someone who like rocked her shit, never seen her shit, which I just think is always kind of funny. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I remember How I Met Your Mother actually made a joke about that, where someone said someone was dating someone and it's like, oh, she's a huge Marilyn Monroe fan, and it's like, oh yeah, like what movies of hers has she seen? And then she's like, oh, I don't think she's seen any of her movies actually. Like, oh, so she's a huge Marilyn fan, but has never seen a single one of her acting like gigs. Okay. And I'm like, yep, that's basically everyone fucking born after a certain year, probably.
Right.
But again, who fucking cares when it's fucking Marilyn Monroe, man? Jesus Christ. Like, I've seen her so many times, like, over the years, and then actually finally watching her in a movie, it just kind of reminded me, like, damn, dude, she really is, like, an extremely, like, I guess, like, the definition of, like, classically beautiful, right? I don't know, like, what that technically falls under. But that's kind of the first term that came to my mind when I saw her, like, show up on the screen. I was like, Jesus, man. Yeah, you had to post her on my IG story. I was like, Jesus. I was like, I don't even know how many people are actually going to recognize her from my story, but it doesn't really matter, I guess. But, yeah.
Yeah, she's very beautiful, like, in this movie, definitely. Like, I feel like they put Vaseline on the lens on some of the scenes that she's in or something. They, like,
yeah,
glow.
definitely like glossy or like, you know, like the sun, it was more bright or something like that.
Yeah,
I could definitely
exposed or whatever.
I'd have to give her like more like well, I don't know what Vaseline does exactly on the camera lens, but I would think just give her like more like softer edges, like a softer look.
Yeah,
I guess.
more glowy.
Yeah,
makes it like look more glowy.
Okay, yeah, I can see something like that.
I definitely noticed it in the one scene where they just go to sleep on the train, and then Marilyn like sneaks to Daphne's car and like wakes her up, wakes him up. You know? And then, because they're like talking back and forth, and the camera's cutting from Daphne to what was her name? Sugar.
Yeah, Sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it definitely looked like brighter when it was on Sugar.
her.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, but it would also make sense to make it look darker on them because you don't want them to clearly look like guys. I mean, obviously, even though we know they are guys, like it would make sense to not give them so much lighting because it would just make them look more masculine.
Right.
Like it'd reveal it a lot more,
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
But
yeah.
it was definitely more than just like a bright look. It was definitely like a glossy look.
Okay.
Like, it's kind of hard to explain.
Yeah. So where do
I bet you every Marilyn Monroe movie is about how she's just so amazing and beautiful, or in like the best girl or whatever. I can totally imagine 100% of her movies having that track record.
Yeah.
We should probably like take a journey and try to find out.
Yeah, I would take a wild guess that all her movies, she basically plays a character like Sugar. Just very kind of like, I don't want to say like gullible, but just very, kind of like a little ditzy blonde, very beautiful. I mean, is very like aware of it. And then like everyone gives her the time of day, like she can't go any. That was the most unbelievable thing about this movie is that only one dude was hitting on her. Like one guy in this whole like Florida retirement fucking basically like area where it was nothing but like old ass millionaires. And the only person who paid attention to her was our hero, our guy, Joe. And that's it. That was like the most unbelievable part of the whole movie.
That's the romantic comedy rule, dude. It's like it's just those characters.
You can't have a girl so beautiful that everyone's into.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can sometimes.
But yeah, that was one of those things where like, yeah, I'm not buying this. I'm like, where are the people just throwing themselves at her?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially like the bellboy who was really horny for fucking
For Josephine.
for Josephine. Yeah. Bro, that dude was giving out real rapey vibes too. Because I remember at one point he says, "Oh, don't worry about locking the door. I have like the master key or something like that, or a pass key, something like that." Huh. I was like, bro, you sneaking into my room, I'm catching a case, bro. Like, that's like fucking terrifying. You basically told me you're gonna break into my room when I'm sleeping.
Yeah, he was a shrimpy little guy too.
Oh yeah, he was like half their height of like, yeah. Nothing but shrimpy guys in this movie. When you like besides our main characters, like I mean like Mr. Beanstalk,
Beanstalk,
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Beanstalk, he was a pretty little dude. The bellhop, he was a little dude. Our fucking gangster Columbo, he was a little dude.
Yeah, the
Osgood. He was a little dude. Like it's nothing but little dudes in this. Short kings in this movie, right?
The other like mobster that rivals Spats is named Little Bonaparte.
Yeah, Little Bonaparte.
Bonaparte was already small, man.
Yeah. And that was just
Toothpick Charlie.
Oh, he was a little dude. Yeah, he was a little dude.
He carried around a toothpick. That's why they called him Toothpick, not because he was small.
Yeah,
but he was tiny.
Yeah, he was a little dude. Bless you.
Bless you.
But yeah, short kings in this movie. But yeah, I love that Osgood was like easily almost half the height of Daphne,
right?
And he was still like madly in love with her. He's just like, I don't care. He's like, oh no. Was it him or was it the bellhop who was like, I like him tall and sassy or big and sassy?
Big and sassy. That was the bellhop.
Oh, that was the bellhop. Okay, I love
when
that
Josephine was like throwing him out of the room.
Bro, see, I relate to this so much because for the people that don't know, I know RJ knows, and I think Bentley knows at this point. I love tall women, like I love tall girls, right? So anytime like a character is talking about like being like thrown around or whatever, they're just like, yeah, I get it. I'm like, yeah, I get it, bro. Yeah, so I don't know. It's so funny when I saw like Osgood with Daphne, and I was like, that's a guy, but he doesn't know that right now, and he's just falling in love with this girl who's a great like salsa dancer or whatever, and isn't afraid to lead, because they're like, you're leading again, Daphne.
You claim to like tall girls. How many WNBA games do you watch? All right, let's really nail this down.
I guess I like them. I don't love them. No, dude, Cameron Brink is like my favorite WNBA player. It's not Caitlin Clark. It's Cameron Brink.
Damn.
She's like, I don't know, like 6'2", 6'4", some shit. I don't know. She's fucking big though. She's a tall girl.
6'2", 6'4". Aren't there like 7 foot tall fucking? WNBA players?
WNBA players? I don't think there's a 7-footer.
No.
No, I can't remember
that.
you saw. She's like 6'4", 6'6". She's probably more like 6'6".
Yeah.
Yeah, but I only know about her because she was in the same draft as Caitlin Clark.
Okay.
And like Angel Reese. And then she's on the Sparks, which I knew that was always like the female LA team,
Right,
like Los
yeah.
Angeles Sparks. And then I learned that she is the place she got her basketball skills is, guess who she grew up with? The Currys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she learned basketball from Steph Curry, bro.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, that would help you out, I'm sure.
She's 6'4".
Okay.
Yeah. But she's a long gal, dude. I love her.
Yeah, are Jack Lemmon and the other
Tony Curtis?
Tony
Tony
Curtis pretty
Curtis.
tall?
I
Because
would
they seem pretty
guess-
tall in the movie compared to everybody else.
I think Jack Lemon's a little bit on the shorter side. Like not
Okay.
like short, but you know.
Tony Curtis is 5'9".
Wow. Okay. I thought he was taller than.
See, I had a feeling that they weren't super tall because I think they would then have to address why they're so significantly taller than everybody, like including the
Yeah.
men and stuff.
apparently Jack Lemon's also 5'9".
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that makes sense. But I remember thinking about that because there was a part where Osgood was putting on the shoe or whatever on
Right.
Daphne. I was just like, you can't tell the difference between a man foot and a girl foot. Because there's no way he did anything to cover
Well,
up
he-
those bad boys.
He commented on her like developed ankles. or
Yeah.
something, like,
Something about her ankles.
Yeah. I like girl with defined ankles.
Defined ankles?
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. Which I don't really know what that meant. Like you could clearly see the ankle though. Like I
A
don't.
lot of definition.
Yeah,
a lot of,
because I mean, if you tell me
curvature.
if you tell me a defined jawline, that's because you can, like you can basically see the fucking jawbone. It's like, but
Well, dude,
I was
by
like a
the-
defined ankle.
With the very last scene of the movie, he probably just justifies that it's a dude ankle. You know, like he probably doesn't care.
Yeah, I remember. I think RJ said something about like at the end where he finally reveals that he's a man, and it's just like you have to expect him to say, "I knew the whole time," or like, "Oh, I know." Yeah.
Yeah, he knew all along.
Yeah.
I'm sure of it. He knew when they were dancing at the little like dance club, and
Yeah.
and she was leading him.
Yeah, I know. He's like, "You're leading
Right.
again." Oh, sorry.
He knew right there.
I love their typical girl voices because it's exactly what like every dude sounds like. When,
Right.
Like when we were kids, and like, "Oh, give us your best girl voice." Like they talk like this. Yeah, they talk like this.
This dude is very creepy too. Like
Who,
he has like
Osgood?
Osgood?
Osgood. He has a very just like really large smile, like in every scene, pretty much. Just like creepy.
Yeah. Well, he was a bad boy. I remember he had his hands all over Daphne, and then she slapped the shit out of him.
Right,
But
yeah.
that's when he fell in love with her. He was like, "Oh my god, that's a woman,"
Yeah, I agree with RJ.
She really laid it into me hard.
He's probably a chaser, if you know what that is.
Like, hey,
Someone who goes after trans people.
oh, that's a
Like,
they're
willingly?
called chasers.
Yeah,
Oh,
chasers.
okay. I hear chasers,
Yeah,
and I just
bro.
think you
You
more
know
like the
chaser?
like pursuing of women more than like the actual like getting of them. But okay, I got you.
That's a term I've heard, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's definitely Osgood right there.
Oh, okay. I just thought like Osgood really played into this whole thing where I think there's this whole stereotype, which is probably true, about how like millionaires and billionaires, they get bored of normal things. So that's when they get like really experimental with like, especially like sex and stuff. So him, because being gay in 1929 was not an option, bro. Like that was not a thing at all. So I was just like, what else is there for a millionaire to do? Like the dude said he had like 7 wives or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. So it's just like, you definitely know he's experimented with dudes or has always wanted to experiment with dudes because he's bored of just normal women, dude. He's like, what else is there? Oh, right, dudes. Boom. It's the only like logical conclusion after that.
Or maybe he's just he was gay the entire time, and
He seemed pretty gay.
and he like that's why his marriages are failed
Yeah.
because his mom was pressuring him
I
to
think-
get married.
Yeah.
I think
entire
the word
time.
would be queer. He's queer. He's
Queer.
truly
I
queer
forgot
coded
Billy's
character.
our panel expert on this. We got to ask him all our gender questions.
I'm the gay expert.
Yeah.
Well, I think literally at the
Yes.
time they would have been called queer rather than gay because gay just meant happy. at
Happy,
the time.
right? True. Yeah. Queer doesn't even get popular until later.
I think in one of the songs that Marilyn Monroe singing, she talks about like being gay and like
Right.
happy. And
Which
Yeah.
maybe at that point could have been a double entendre. Like maybe like some people said gay is like, gay or whatever, being gay.
I mean, I don't know when it started, you know.
Right,
When did gay
right.
start being gay?
Definitely
yeah.
like before the 80s.
Mm.
But I don't know.
You definitely see something like 60s.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I don't know. That would just be my
But
guess.
I
for
feel like
whatever
some people
reason.
must have been using it at. This is 1960, right? 1959.
It came out
like
in
when it came
Set
out.
in 29,
Yeah,
but it
yeah,
came
when it
out
came
in,
out.
in 59, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, the dude seems... He's a little fruity. You know, Osgood, but he's a good man. He's a good man, all right? He didn't judge Daphne at all for anything. He just fell in love with what he saw. And because she was a great dancer.
right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Didn't
man.
even care that it wasn't like the person he like thought it was either. Just like a
Did not
complete
remember.
stranger at that point. And just like, no, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like it was just fuck anything apparently,
Yeah.
probably.
I'll
If a
fuck
fish
anything
dropped
that-
on his boat, bro.
Yeah, but so I don't know if you guys had like favorite parts in this movie. Like RJ, I know you've seen this at least once before.
Yeah, this is
right?
my second time.
Oh, you're only your second time. All right, so this is me and Bentley's first time watching this. Bentley, I don't know if you've had time to think about like what were like some of your favorite parts, but I definitely thought like one of the funniest parts was after Joe, or at this point, what does he call himself?
Josephine?
No, what's his millionaire persona?
Oil Shell Oil Jr.
Shell Oil Jr. Yeah, there we go. after he basically fakes a whole like I have a yacht situation, and he spends the night with Marilyn. You know,
Right,
they don't have
yeah.
sex or whatever. Or I don't think they said they have sex, but
Right in front of Daphne too.
Yeah, I
so
don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they
Daphne
say
knows.
they do or not, but it might be implied because they spent the
okay.
night on the boat together.
yeah,
Because they leave in the morning.
right. I don't know why I thought he said something that made it sound like they didn't sleep together, but that that's what was gonna be next, basically.
Yeah, I don't know.
But anyway, so after his whole like rendezvous with Marilyn, they spend a whole night together, and he comes back, and you see Daphne just like dancing with the maracas or whatever. He's like ta 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 ta, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "What's wrong with you?" And it's just like, "I'm engaged." Like I was fucking cracking up at that part, dude. I was like, "Oh no, he's in too deep, bro." Like this is like Point Break. Like you know this. This is Point Break. This is Donnie Brasco, where it's just like he can't turn on them, bro. He's gone too far. And so I thought he's like, "What do you mean you were engaged?" And he's just like, "I had a wonderful night with Osgood or whatever. He proposed to me last night and blah blah blah." He's like, "And you don't see a problem with that?" Like, no, why? It's just like, what about this? And it's just like, no, we got it all planned out. Or like, what about the honeymoon? And it's like, well, he's more thinking like something, but I was thinking more Niagara Falls or something. And he was just like, when do you plan on telling him that you're a guy or a boy? And it's just like, I thought of the perfect time, right after the ceremony. So I can collect like alimony checks and stuff. But I don't know, he had this like twinkle in his eye almost, where he's just like, no, I want to see how long this goes.
Yeah, right. You want to test it out.
Yeah. But yeah, that was probably like my favorite scene in the whole movie, honestly. I was just fucking cracking up at that whole I'm engaged. And then the very end, again, when he reveals who he actually is.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I do love the scene when they're on the train and all the girls start popping to Daphne's cart for like a little impromptu party.
Oh, yeah.
And then next thing you know, there's like 10 girls in there. It's like a little tiny, like, I don't know, like it was supposed to sleep one person, but with two people in there, when it was him and Marilyn, it was like super snug. But
Yeah.
then like next thing you know, there's like 10 to 12 different girls
Right.
like hanging out of there.
Somehow they just get them all in there.
But
Right.
that's what you can do when they're all like size 0 to 2. Right? Like you can fit it like fucking 10. And you know, like I love how they completely abandoned the part because I remember what's her name? Sweet Sue?
Sweet Sue, yeah.
Sweet
She was like the band leader.
Yeah, who's like
kinda.
who's the band leader. She like gets up to go use the bathroom, and then that's when like Marilyn uses her chance to like sneak into Joe's, right? Wait, is it Joe's?
No, Gerald.
Or
yes.
Daphne's. Or Daphne's.
Gerald slash Daphne.
I couldn't remember who took the fall
Slash Jack Lemmon.
for the flask.
It was Daphne. Yeah.
It was Daphne. Okay, so yeah, so she, to Daphne's compartment, and then she's like, "Oh, I'll just wait until Sue goes back to sleep," and it's like, okay, and then she like jumps back out to go get ice or something, or I think that's when Daphne jumps out. And then that's when one of the other girls like spots him and like, oh, is there a little party going on? And it's just like, yeah, and it's like, I have the perfect thing. And then she goes, gets more booze, and then like everyone's just like, party at Daphne's like cabin, and they're all like, they just completely gave up on the whole like trying to keep this a secret, and now they're having the whole fucking cart is having a party, like, but for some reason. Beanstalk and Sue don't notice it at all until the fucking emergency brake line gets hit.
Yeah, they definitely were like on a different cart, or like a different train cart.
I thought they were on the same one,
that.
just at the very front of it. Because I
don't know,
remember from
yeah.
the layout, that's what it seemed like.
It seems like it, right? But it's like they had to have been on a different one to not been waking up.
Yeah, there's no way they would have like not been waking up by anything that was going on.
Yeah, I thought that was like one of the funnier scenes. Yeah, because especially when they like pull the emergency brake, and then they all go like flying out of it and like crash into the ground.
Yeah. Bro, again, I still think it's wild that used to be a thing where like anyone can just pull like the emergency brake line, and then because I'm sure like maybe it just tells the conductor that someone pulled it, and then they're like, you know, they still pull it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't fucking know how trains work, dude. I'm not like that autistic, or you know, apparently autistic people love trains. Is that true?
I think they might still have.
I've heard.
I think something
model
like
trains.
that still might be in there, but it might be behind like glass or something, like a breakaway.
Oh, like a break in case of emergency.
Type of thing. Yeah. So not just anybody can just pull it. It's like it's a thing once it's broken. Like they'll probably have to file some report on it. Or something.
I can see something like that. Yeah, I would definitely think it's just like more like the bus today, where it's like it just lets the driver know that someone's pulling it. But like in the bus, it's more like, this is my stop. Like I need to get off.
Right. Yeah. It's not the same with the train.
It's not an emergency brake. Like we're like, you know, fucking train wreck happens. Well, yeah. Fun fact about this movie, which I like didn't really spot, was that Marilyn was actually pregnant during the filming of this.
Yeah.
Which I remember thinking she looked a little bit thicker than I normally am used to seeing her in like pictures and stuff. But like I said before the pod, I just thought she was thick in all the right places.
Yeah,
I was like, holy shit, dude. Like, I don't think she's had any work done at that point. Or I think she was kind of famous for going into it without ever having any work done. But I don't know, man. That being all natural at that point is kind of insane.
Right.
Honestly, like, holy shit. But yeah, she was pregnant. But I guess like the crazy thing about that was like, she's like famously had multiple miscarriages before that, so they're all like really concerned for her at this point, because you know, once you have one, like the likelihood of it happening again keeps going up and up and up and up after that. Yeah. So yeah, it must have been super scary for her to shoot this like while pregnant, but obviously this means it had to be like basically at the very beginning of her pregnancy, like first trimester. I don't really, maybe the beginning of the second. I don't really see it going past that, but yeah.
Yeah, she's not noticeably pregnant at all, though.
No. You don't see anything like in the
no baby
in the
bump
stomach
nothing,
area,
so.
or even in the face area. Like she didn't even have like any extra like weight around her face. I thought she was just more like hippie, you know. She just had like a little bit more on the hips and on the backside. Remember back then, having a butt was a bad thing. Like that was an insult. Having a big butt was an insult back then, which I just think is insane. Like I can't imagine living in a world where having a big butt was like viewed as a negative, you know.
I don't want to go back to those days, man. Yeah. So where does this rank on so far in the two Billy Wilder movies? Well, Bentley's seen 3 of them now.
Oh right,
yeah. And I love Sunset Boulevard. Like that's mine probably just right off the bat. It's like one of my favorite movies of all time. It's really well done.
Yeah, this again makes me want to watch more Billy Wilder movies, because I've only seen Double Indemnity, but Double Indemnity is now one of my favorite movies that I've just ever seen in general.
Yeah,
like I could not stop thinking about that movie after I watched it. So it's gonna be pretty hard to beat. Like, but I would like to see Sunset, and Well, The Apartment is also him, right?
Yeah.
I saw most of that, and I thought that was really good too. I thought that was really funny.
That one won Best Picture.
Yeah, right.
The year after this movie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So dude was on a roll, bro. Like
Right,
Billy Wilder
yeah.
was like, I think you said he has 5 movies in the AFI.
Definitely 4. It might be
like
5. Yeah.
4 or 5 in the AFI must see 100.
100. Yeah. Double Indemnity, Sunset Boulevard, Some Like It Hot, and The Apartment for sure. And then Some Like It Hot is number 1 on the
Comedy.
the AFI top 100 comedies of all time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, man. Again, this does what every good movie really does. It makes me want to watch more of that. Like the guy who wrote it, the guy who directed it. I would want to see. I actually want to watch more Marilyn stuff just to kind of compare her performances at this point.
I always hear that 7 Year Itch is her like go-to kind of thing.
Really?
That's the one with the subway grate. That's also Billy Wilder.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't know who else stars in that, but yeah, that one's also Billy Wilder.
Okay.
Ace in the Hole. That's a Criterion movie. It's Billy Wilder.
Isn't that a war movie? Something.
It's about a reporter who. Okay, what is it? A disgraced reporter who creates a media circus surrounding a man trapped in a cave.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay.
Starring Kirk Douglas.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
I wonder if the other one that you were mentioning, like if there was a 5th one, it was Sabrina, because that was a super stat cast. It's like
Nah, it wasn't that one. Either.
it's okay, because it's Audrey Hepburn and Humphrey Bogart. That's like the 2 main leads.
Yeah, I wasn't that one.
And William Holden sounds familiar, but
William Holden's the star of Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah.
He was the
okay.
top, highest grossing actor of the 50s.
ooh, okay.
He was in Bridge on the River Kwai. He was also in Stalag 17, which is another Billy Wilder movie, and that's a huge war movie at that time.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. No, did not know that. Yeah, but this movie just does everything what I want in the sense that, yeah, I just want to watch I want to watch more of their projects. Like, I'd watch more Tony Curtis, and I'd watch more Jack Lemmon.
Jack Lemmon,
Yeah.
who is the star of The Apartment.
Right, yeah. Okay, I did see most of that movie. I
Right,
did like
yeah.
it, yeah.
He was in. I mostly know him from the movie Grumpy Old Men
Okay.
with him and Walter Matthau.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they were together in the Odd Couple movie in like the 60s or 50s.
Okay.
They were the odd couple, and then it's pretty much them again, but as like grumpy old neighbors in fighting over the love of an older woman.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so I love that movie. That was actually on when we first started the podcast. I was one of when I had the picks in a cap there for a while. And I was having you guys just pick one out.
I actually forgot you did that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of them for a while there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. I just want to watch more of their stuff. I thought
He was also in Cool Hand Luke.
ooh, wait, have you seen that? I forgot.
Yeah.
You have seen that, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
which was
That's all right.
almost pick this week.
Right. We had a few picks today or to choose from.
Right, yeah.
And we
Yeah.
decided on Some Like It Hot.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always heard about this. And then I remember when after RJ first watched it, he told me, he was like, oh dude, that movie is hilarious. Like, it's probably one of the funniest movies I've seen. I was like, all right, shit, okay.
It was
Pretty
one of
wild.
the definitely one of the funnier movies on the AFI 100 list.
Isn't Tootsie kind of like this movie a little bit? Isn't it a guy who has to pretend to be a chick?
Yeah,
It's
it's
Dustin Hoffman.
yeah. He plays a actor who can't find any roles for men. Like there's like just none, or he can't get them at least, you know. So then he auditions for a role on this like a soap opera, I think it is, as a woman, and he like dresses in drag, but like nobody knows he's a woman.
It's a comedy?
It's a comedy, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and believe it or not, I think that's number 2 on AFI's top 100 comedies.
Top two are like
It's like
drag.
They love drag movies, man.
Yeah. Okay. This is where we like started like the drag movie. Well, like I know drag has been around for like a lot longer than people think, but I feel like this is really popularized drag, right?
Well, there's like types
Probably.
of drag where it's like not even like that type of entertainment. It's like Monty Python or like Matt Stone or Trey Parker dressing in drag at the Academy Awards or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's not like drag as in like, you know, the cabaret fucking stripping stuff or whatever. like a different, it's like comedy.
Okay.
Or like the Norbit. He's in Dragon that movie.
I mean, that's comedy, right?
That's comedy though.
I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously, Martin Lawrence, fucking,
Big Mama's House.
yeah, Big Mama's House.
Yeah,
Oh
dude.
my god,
Classic.
Robin Williams, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Miss Doubtfire. That's a classic right there. All comedy. Yeah, but Tootsie is very similar in regard to, and like he, you know, the general like thing that he learns in the end is like, oh, like to like women,
Himself.
like he learns about women and like, oh, like how they have to handle stuff and like how we have to deal with stuff, and you know, it's the same kind of thing that like Joe deals with in this movie when with
gotcha.
Marilyn.
Yeah, when he actually finally falls for her and he realizes.
He's like, I'm just another like saxophone player that's gonna screw you over, blah blah blah. And he's like, you need to do better for yourself.
Oh, dude, she just loves toxic man because like,
Right.
even though
She's
like
like-
he made that grandiose like thing, she's still like just like the rest of them, like, but like it's like a good thing.
It'll feel like home.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. Wait, RJ, what'd you say was your favorite scene in this movie?
Well, yeah. I mean, I like the whole like back and forth scene where Joe is on the date, or it was when he's Shell Oil
Junior,
whatever,
yeah.
and he's on a date with Sugar on Osgood's yacht,
Right.
and then it keeps flashing back between that and then Osgood and Daphne on a date dancing.
Yeah.
Like that was a pretty funny one, but I did like the scene on the train car where they're all like having the little impromptu party.
Yeah.
That's probably like one of my other favorite scenes.
Oh, okay, gotcha. What about you, Ben? If you've had time to think about it.
I thought at the end of the movie, it was pretty hilarious how the mobsters like came to the hotel that they were staying at, and they were like masquerading their like mobster convention as like an Italian opera.
Yeah, friends of the
yeah.
Italian opera.
Convention for some reason.
It was
And,
like the 10th anniversary too.
like no, but like somehow the hotel, like, you know, they allowed it, but there had just the audacity to have your gangster convention at a public hotel.
Yeah.
Or
At the Miami Ritz.
convention room. And then I also kind of like the scene where he gets shot up by the guy in the cake when they sing for "He's a Jolly Good Fellow" and they kill
Oh yeah, he just goes.
the other mobster guy. It's very like
Oh yeah, the cop's like, "What happened here?" And it's like, there was something in the cake that didn't agree.
that was a great.
And then all the
mobster line.
monsters are like, ha ha ha, like, you know, with their fucking mobster laugh.
It's like, all right, you're free.
Honestly, that joke probably got the biggest laugh out of me for the entire
it was
movie.
a really good one though, because even though
Yeah.
I almost weirdly expected like a cake allergy joke or something like that, I was like, oh, that was still fucking great, honestly. I did love when the mobsters first show up and they get searched or whatever. And then they're like, "What's in the golf clubs?" It's like, "Nothing. There's my 3-wood,
yeah,
my
that's
9
a good
iron."
bit.
And then he just like pulls out one, and there's a fucking Tommy gun at the end of it.
It's something you've seen like in a Naked Gun movie. Or
Yeah,
something.
Right.
I think he said something like, "Oh, my 9 iron," or something like that. Like he like uses names one of them. Yeah, I thought that was pretty good, but no, man. Honestly, this movie just had just overall like there was like something kind of funny always going on, but then you always have to think like. Back then, this movie must have been like absolutely hilarious. I mean, not only do you have like the whole like drag element to
Right.
it, you know, but I mean, because that back then was just viewed as comedy. Where now it's like that's not inherently comedy. That's just a thing, you know, being in drag and stuff. But
Yeah, I wonder if you could remake this movie and just kind of like adapt it to like modern sensibilities, or if it is impossible.
well, that's what I was
do
saying
that.
earlier. Like, it's today it wouldn't be two men. It wouldn't be like, oh, two men witness a murder and flee to Florida dressed as women to like whatever escape. Now it would be like two drag queens witness a murder and they like run to Florida or run to whatever state.
I feel like if they did it now, they'd be treated like trans people. Like they wouldn't be treated like women. They get like, oh, tranny, like on the street. Like that's like the actual like abuse they go through probably. Yeah.
Yeah, if they were gonna remake the movie, they would just literally have to like remake the it takes place in Prohibition era. Like they have to keep that part of it. Like,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
you know what I mean? Because I feel like they could still do something like that where like I feel like the drag, like the men dressing in drag type of humor has been done recently, and it wasn't just like, you know, like
not that I can think of. Not where like the joke, it's that it's men dressing as women. Like, not that I can think of recently. Okay, so I might be missing some stuff, but literally the last thing I can think of where it was like it's just a guy dressed as a girl, and it's not drag because that's not like their whole shtick. It's like the third Big Mama's House that they did, and even then that was like a long time ago.
okay,
But yeah, like drag stories in that sense, where it's just men who are dressing as women to like go undercover or something. Like that's not really like a thing anymore. Now it's just drag. Like drag is so normal now, you know.
right?
I mean, RuPaul's Drag Race is like one of the most famous like competition shows fucking ever made. Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing. Is just like I don't like it would. I feel like it would have to be like really different now. It's just like that story is just not really told anymore. Just like guys dressed as girls to go undercover. You know, it's not White Chicks. It's not
Right,
Big Mama's
yeah.
House. It's not some other movie that I can't think of at the moment. But yeah, I don't know. I think if you did try to remake this, you would have to actually change quite a bit about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you could in the first place.
if you
too.
could in the first place.
I mean, it shouldn't be remade because it's pretty dang good.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
shouldn't-
yeah.
should stop
Right,
messing
but
with
you
these
know,
fucking classics.
Yeah,
man.
they should absolutely.
They will do it though.
Yeah,
at some
they should
point. these
absolutely leave
fuckers.
this movie alone. Yeah,
They should not remake this. They should not remake Double Indemnity. They should not remake.
Probably have remade a double.
Oh,
Indemnity.
dude, if they're talking about remaking Double Indemnity. I'm setting a studio on fire, bro. Like that's insane. You can't mess with perfection, bro. You just can't do it.
Don't remake Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah,
Don't turn it into a musical.
don't turn it into a musical.
No,
oh, like a Broadway musical.
Yeah, but
yeah,
that has been done.
I'm pretty sure
actually.
that you know what? If something
Andrew
like,
Lloyd Webber did it. Yeah.
okay, I was about to say if something like it had any kind of like revival or whatever, it was definitely like a Broadway play or a musical or
sure.
something. Yeah,
Right,
there's
yeah.
no way there hasn't been anything like that.
I'm sure there's something like a hot musical. Definitely lends itself to that. It's
Yeah.
campy kind of in a way.
I think you could easily
Can't
do
be
it too.
comedy.
Yeah. Back then it used to be a lot easier to do stuff like this. Yeah. There's a yeah, man, I don't know. This movie has like a certain kind of like charm to it. Like you obviously want them to live. Like, you know, Joe and Gerald or Jerry, they're just two struggling musicians trying to make it by, and they just kind of end up at the wrong place at the wrong time, you know?
Yeah. Like literally, if they didn't wait and like gas up their car in the garage before they left, like they would have avoided that whole like murder and wouldn't
and
have
then there's
been
no
on the
movie.
run.
Like that's
Right.
it. That's a whole fucking movie. And then we never got to see the brilliant performance from Marilyn Monroe. But no, man, it's crazy seeing all these things about Marilyn's just kind of struggle with the movie and everything. And I always wonder about this, especially because last night I saw this video about like Gal Gadot great acting scenes or clips or whatever. And I just thought about like, dude, I wonder how like A-list actors always feel about working with like lesser known actors
yeah.
or like people who are just getting into acting. And I think Gal Gadot has to be one of the more clear examples of recent time where they're like, bro, like this is not working. Like she's just not that good of an actress. And then there's this clip fucking going viral right now from that new movie, Something Tomorrow, the fucking new movie with Jenna Ortega and The Weeknd or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
It's like Something Tomorrow, like something by tomorrow. I don't know.
Yeah.
The word tomorrow's in it. There's a clip of like Jenna like kind of like yelling at him, and he's like, "Shut up, shut up! I'm gone. I'm out of here." And I'm just, it's so fucking bad, dude. And I just can't help but think like, bro, like that's how good of an actress, like an actress, these other people are, where they're like, I can play off of this. Like as fucking terrible as this is, I can play off of this. And yeah, Marilyn was no exception to this. There was so much of her like forgetting her lines or just not learning her lines or whatever, and they have to like either hold a blackboard up with her lines on it or like sneak the lines into like the scene where she's like rummaging through the drawers to look for the bottle of whiskey or
Right.
whatever. They had to put the lines in the drawers because she couldn't fucking remember where's the bottle or where's the bottle of whiskey or whatever.
Yeah, they put it in one of the drawers, but when she couldn't remember which drawer it was, they put it in all the drawers.
Yeah, and then I remember I already forgot what scene it was, but I think it was like the scene where she's talking to Shell gas station
Shell Oil Junior.
Shell Oil Junior, and she's doing this whole like little monologue about like what she wants out of life, I guess. And it really looks like she's just reading it like past the camera, like the way her eyes are darting back and forth. It's pretty notable, unfortunately.
Yeah, I didn't notice that part, but I'm sure in a rewatch,
I think you would in the rewatch. Yeah, there's just certain times where I like notice actors where it just looks like they're looking past the camera, and then I notice her eyes just kind of darting back and forth. I was like, that doesn't look great. And then I just can't help but think from Billy Wilder's perspective, and they're all veterans basically at this point. Like
Right.
they've all been around the game for a while, and then they have to deal with like Marilyn's like antics or whatever, and they're like. It makes me think, like, I wonder if he even wanted her in the movie, or was he like, please, God, no, like, please let me choose who gets to be Sugar.
Worked with her twice, apparently, maybe more than that even.
Yeah, because he worked with her on 7 Year Itch a few years ago.
Okay. Years before that or later?
A few years before that.
Oh, before. Okay.
Yeah, so she 7 Year Itch was 1955. This movie was 1959.
Okay.
And then she passed away in like 1962.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So who knows about like how further into her like addiction and stuff like she had fallen and like how
At that point.
you know, compared to 1955, like he probably really enjoyed working with her on the first film, but then by the second film he was like, yeah, never again.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah, that would be interesting to look up. Yeah, because famously, well, yeah, I saw on IMDb like the trivia thing. It said that he hosted a rap party for the entire like cast and crew basically when the movie was done, but he didn't invite Marilyn to it. Mm-hmm. And then when she asked him why, he stated like, oh, you know, like you're the reason why production was always behind. You cost us like around $500,000 just from you being like late and, you know, reshoots and blah, 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 blah. So he was just very upset with working her and didn't ever like want to work with her again. And then I saw something that at the premiere of The Apartment, she went to him and just gave him a hug because I guess they hadn't talked at that point after that whole confrontation.
Okay.
But she told him that she loved The Apartment and that she would love to be in his next movie. Which it sounded like very like Frenchy, like it had like a weird like kind of French sounding.
Irma La Dolce.
That one, that one.
Le Duce.
But then like the role went to somebody else, but Shirley MacLaine.
Shirley MacLaine,
Yeah,
who was
Shirley
in The
MacLaine.
Apartment.
Oh, okay, yeah. But yeah, man. I mean, honestly, I don't blame him, dude. Like, again, dude, like when you're working with nothing but professionals and you're like the only one who's being not professional, like fucking A. Dude.
Right.
Like, yeah. I don't know how many times like I've seen like a Watch Mojo top 10 like hardest actors to work with or whatever, and I just can't like she's probably on there at some at some point, yeah. So yeah, that's got to be rough, man. When the cause of your problems is like one person. It's like Marlon Brando and fucking almost anything he did.
Almost anything he did, yeah.
Almost anything he did, yeah.
Definitely his later stuff.
Marlon, there's a name right there, yeah. And speaking of, so I always not always forget, but I know Marilyn Monroe isn't her real name.
Norma Jean something.
Yeah, Norma Jean
Mortensen. Okay.
I don't know where she came up with her stage handle, but kudos to her or whoever came up with that, because Norma Jean Mortensen does not sound like an actress's name. That sounds like you're the wife of like an accountant or something, or some fucking tax agent.
Yeah, I always remember that because there's a screamo post-hardcore band called Norma Jean that I used to listen to for a while.
Yeah.
And,
is that what they're named after?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I know. I've heard of Norma Jean, yeah.
Yeah, when I was doing,
that's what they were
when I was doing
after.
some research into them, I was like, why are they named Norma Jean? And I was like, oh, that's Marilyn Monroe's real name.
Yeah.
Norma Jean, whatever, Mortensen.
A lot of pro-women hardcore bands, bro. Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah,
literally
right.
named after the fucking movie or the book, whatever. Yeah, man. My other like favorite fun fact from this movie was the when our three main characters were getting like sized up by the costume designer for the dresses or whatever, and then he or she jokes, "Oh, Curtis has a nicer butt than you," and then she like literally she lowers down her dress and is like, "Yeah, but he doesn't have tits like these," which I'm like. I don't know if that's real, but that sounds very Marilyn. From like the stories I've heard of her, that sounds very Marilyn to me.
Yeah, and she was looking fine in this movie, just fine.
She was just that bitch, dude. Like she was literally like the definition of an icon, and then like a sex icon. I think is like she was one of the first known sex icons. Yeah.
She is literally like the blonde bombshell.
Yeah.
Like the stereotypical blonde bombshell.
Yeah, I'm sure that term was around before her, but then like it just became synonymous with her, basically. Yeah, at that point.
I thought she was a little fat, honestly. I thought she was a little busted. 6 out of 10.
We know you like the tortas, Bentley. You like them a little thick.
No, she's definitely.
Don't you got a sickness for the thickness,
Definitely.
Bentley?
Yeah, Marilyn Monroe's not thick
Mine's
enough.
chronic, bro.
Your what?
My sickness for the thickness is chronic. It never goes away.
There's no cure.
There's no cure.
Yeah, I keep watching Two Broke Girls, and I just keep thinking about you now because I know you love Kat Dennings.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Kat Dennings is very much your type.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, she's not really like thick, but yes.
The top half of her
Top half
is. Yeah, brunette with the light eyes. Yep.
Brunette.
Looking
Give
like
me
a
a busted
fucking,
brunette, man.
Yeah.
Big titty goth girl.
Yeah. I still wonder, like, did big titty girls get attracted to the goth life, or is it kind of the other way around?
Chicken or the egg
It's
situation
very much
right
chicken
here.
or egg for sure. Yeah, because I've definitely, after I've actually met some in real life, I'm like, oh man, you people actually fucking exist. I was like, oh shit, I thought you guys are just like a meme at this point, you know? Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know. Final thoughts on the movie. I thought it was funny. I thought it was great. I would definitely watch it again and more just to kind of see Marilyn's performance and try to see if there's any more like little funny hiccups that I can spot.
Right. Yeah. Especially hearing like how bad it was to work with her.
Yeah. But again, I would like to see all, or not all, but more of their projects. If it's Marilyn, if it's if it's Tony Curtis.
Tony Curtis. Yeah.
If it's Jack Lemmon, Billy Wilder for sure. Though I need to watch maybe everything he's done at this point, dude. Like I'm really curious about his filmography.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see.
I've seen 4 of his movies now, and he's becoming one of my favorite directors, especially of that time. You know, like he might be my favorite. Like
of that time.
Yeah. Like not I guess what's it like pre-New Hollywood, because they call it New Hollywood when it switched over to like when they really started to show like violence and like blood and stuff. And like and the themes of the movies were a lot darker and like, you know, controversial. But yeah, before that like time period, there's like the directors I like are very few and far between, just because I don't know much of them, or like not many of them make a lot of bangers like this.
Yeah, that is the thing about these movies too, is it's always now super notable when they always like shy away from the violence. Like anytime something violent's about to happen, the camera looks in the other direction.
Yeah. You
know, like when everyone, like every scene where someone gets executed by a freaking Tommy gun, it goes to the perspective of the people doing the shooting and not the people getting shot. Mm-hmm. And then when they do get shot, you don't see any blood or anything. And then with sex, it's like the same thing. Like Marilyn in the nightgown was probably like too much back then. Right. They're like, whoa, I don't know if we can show that. Like her ankles are already showing. I don't think we can show her kneecaps.
We only just showed Elvis's hips for the first time.
Oh yeah, all the way he gyrated his hips.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Far too far.
Yeah, it was like this. It literally was something like in Hollywood where I don't know if it was like an unwritten rule or something, but it was like, yeah, we don't do this. Like you'll be like blackballed if you like try to shoot anything.
It would be because it probably wouldn't even be shown. Like it'd be like it would be considered,
probably get censored or like just completely.
You'd probably get hit with like not indecent exposure, but yeah, something like when you show something like not fit for public, basically.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it was just and then like as sexual as she got in the movie, like it was like the worst was just seeing her in like in a skimpy outfit, which is like a nightgown basically. Because like the scene where like I thought like I couldn't even tell they hooked up is because before they did, it literally just blacks out, and then the next thing you see is him going back to the room, or them like going back to their rooms and stuff.
Right.
And then that's it. Yeah. But yeah, it's like it was like that in Double Indemnity. You know, you don't really see any of the violence. It's all these movies from like the 50s and 60s.
We just watched Lolita, and when Peter Sellers' character gets killed, he's behind a painting, so you know it's actually seeing the shot.
See, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just something I always noticed. But it's kind of cool to see like the evolution of film and that, because now it's like, bro, now we're seeing like balls swinging and shit. You know, you'll see a dude just fucking dicks out. You know, whatever. The only thing we don't see are fucking buttholes and erections, and that's about it. Yeah.
I don't know if Fight Club, don't they have that in there for like a frame, like a penis?
Yeah, but you see penises, but you don't see erect penises.
Right. I don't know. It's one frame. I don't remember like exactly.
Oh yeah, no, that's like a whole thing. You can't show erections.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless it's like clothed or whatever, and even then, it's usually like a comedic thing.
What if it's a half chub though? What if it's half chubbed up? Like, what are the actual like legal thresholds?
You got to bring it up with that.
Boner.
You got to bring it up to the MPAA, dude. They're the ones who tell you. You know, is it? You know, is this okay? Is this too much dick? Is this too much balls?
Is this too bricked up?
Yeah.
In Parks and Rec, when they do that whole episode with Jerry paints the portrait of like it's like a centaur or something,
but
and
it's like topless.
It's Leslie and she's topless and stuff, and she makes a quote that somebody said where he was like, I don't know how to define pornography, but I know I know it when I see it. Yeah.
I think about that quote a lot too, because there's been a few things where like that. I'm like, I don't know how to define this thing, but I'm like, that's that.
That's definitely it.
Yeah, that's definitely it right there. Yeah, for sure.
Wait, where'd you say that was from?
It was Parks and Rec, but she was quoting somebody else.
It was from That 70s. Is like when like the government was like questioning That 70s show, I think. Like, because there's an episode where Eric like masturbated in like the bathroom or something and got caught.
Yeah.
And there was like an actual like government like questioning about the show, and I think someone said, "I know pornography when I see it." And it's not pornography.
I think it had to do something with the Larry Flint trial.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like the guy who owned Hustler, I think.
Okay.
And then he like had a whole like battle with the U.S. Supreme Court, I believe, about like what defines pornography.
Yeah.
And they did a movie on it, The People versus Larry Flint, which is where Woody Harrelson won his Oscar.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I do remember
he played
that
Larry
movie.
Flint.
Yeah. I always think I always love like when Leslie says that, because like leading up, then you see Brandy Max, right, like the porn star or whatever, and Per's like, "What about you, Brandy? Like, what do you think pornography is?" And it's like, for me, it's when the penis goes in. And they just get fucking quiet. It's just crazy to see kind of like the evolution of stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. It's honestly Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I just read the book right now, but it's really about like that time, the late 60s is the new Hollywood period.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people say that Easy Rider was like one of the first movies to like really delve into that stuff, like break the norms. But
finally show like violence or
violence,
like violence.
But it's somewhere around that time. I think The Wild Bunch is like considered one of them too.
Oh, okay.
The Western Sam Peckinpah. But
Peckinpah. I love that name, Peckinpah. But it's just cool to see. Because imagine there's like a whole famous story that in like I Love Lucy, she was married to like Ricky, whatever.
Yeah, Desi Arnaz.
Yeah, but they slept in separate beds, right? Because they don't want to explain to kids what they were doing or whatever, like why like adults sleep together or whatever, and then. There was an episode where she finally gets pregnant, but they didn't want to do that episode because pregnant is obviously from sex. So they're like, we don't want kids asking what sex is or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it's so crazy that like, and what was Lucy? I mean, it was black and white. So that had to
50s.
be like the 50s, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. So it's crazy, bro. The evolution of all this is just absolutely insane. Like, imagine showing, fuck, dude, I don't know, like Entourage to someone from the 50s or the 60s, where you're seeing like whole fucking like bushes out and shit, and just like naked chicks in almost every fucking episode.
Like, is this
Right.
European?
Yeah, yeah, I know, right?
These
It's probably-
European movies.
that probably would be how you get away with it, right? Like, oh, what is this obscenity? Like, oh, it's French New Wave. Like,
But they're all speaking English.
Yeah.
And it takes place in LA.
yeah, it's pre-postmodern French New Wave. But yeah, it's just insane what we see now, man. But yeah, I love how for a while, like, America was still very much like, okay, we'll show violence, but like sex is kind of where we draw the line. Like, because you can see a show where someone gets their fucking throat slit or their head cut off, but they can't show a titty. You know?
Yeah,
like,
well, they
whatever.
tried to, man.
Yeah.
Because, like,
Well, now there's
Deep Throw and, like, some of those other movies were actually, like, mainstream movies. Some of those pornographic movies, they were
Right.
actually, like, mainstream movies. But then they started to put the kibosh on that. And, yeah, then they were like, oh, no, pornographic movies have to have a certain rating.
con-
and,
Like
like,
the
kibosh?
80s happened, and
Kibosh.
Reagan
What is
became
that?
president.
I don't think
Stop.
I've ever. Oh, okay. I was like, I don't think I've ever heard that term. The
Okay.
kibosh.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think I've ever heard that one.
And then, in the 80s, America like went more traditional conservative with Reagan and stuff,
Right.
and like went really against like metal music and all that stuff.
Oh right, yeah.
All that fun stuff.
I mean, gangster rap in the '90s. We started getting the parental advisory stickers on shit.
Yeah.
But that was Tipper Gore. That was Al Gore's wife, who was like spearheading that whole charge.
Yeah, a lot of other people, but yeah, she was like the Democrat.
Yeah, no, she was just like the face of it. Like, I know she
Right.
wasn't like the only one doing it or whatever. But
Yeah, and
yeah.
Frank
'cause that-
Zappa was, like, going against them, like, really bad. Like, I think he testified or, like, something, like, spoke in front of Congress, like,
Oh really?
going against censorship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But now people just think that symbol is cool. The parental advisory
Yeah.
sticker. They just like wear that as fucking merchandise.
Yeah.
So,
This is one of those things
cares
that
at this
you just
point?
kind of like make it your own, and then people forget what it actually originally was. Kind of at this point, yeah. I know Twisted Sister also testified in front of Congress for, I think, one of their music videos or something like that, because it was pretty risque.
Because they're in drag.
Or maybe because of that. Yeah, honestly, who knows? Yeah. All right, guys. Sorry. Any final thoughts on this movie, this film?
Marilyn Monroe rocking it, bro. So nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that first scene where you see her, like, they're walking away from Joe and
Jello on Springs,
Yeah, Jello on
dude.
Springs, man.
Yeah.
It's like, whoo, she really had it going on.
Yeah,
man.
dude.
Yeah, because before I had only seen just, like, pictures of her all the time,
Right,
and she
right,
always
yeah.
looks good and stuff. But, like, seeing her, like, in motion, man,
Yeah.
like seeing this Jello on Springs, bro.
I hate to see you go, but I love to watch you leave. Yeah. Got an ass like an onion. Makes me want to cry.
Yep, classic.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's my initial thought. But no, I love Billy Wilder stuff. Like, yeah,
Yeah, man, this dude is. I gotta watch this stuff, man. I'm very excited to see Sunset Boulevard and The Apartment and
yeah.
70-Year Itch.
He's done well over like 20 movies, and I've only seen like 4 or 5 of them, maybe. But like, I definitely want to watch more of his stuff.
For sure.
I've gotten asked to like an onion. It smells really fucking
Oh
bad.
my god. I don't know why when you said smells like an onion, I just thought of like Shrek, like ogre, like just eats onions. He's like everything just smells like an onion. But yeah, this is kind of where my mind went with that. Yeah, man, it's just hard to deny who Marilyn is or was, and apparently she can actually sing. Like, I think that was her, maybe. I don't know if that was actually her singing.
Yeah,
I would hope so,
Because
'cause I
it said
actually-
the songs were performed by her. The ones that she was singing.
Okay, because I actually really liked her voice, like her
Yeah.
singing voice. I was
4
very-
songs performed by her.
Okay, yeah. I really enjoyed that. There was something like, is sultry the right word? I don't really know how to describe the word sultry, but
Her whole performance is fucking sultry. Like she has this voice that's just so fucking like.
my name is Sugar. Yeah, my name is Sugar.
Seductive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sultry and seductive.
Oh my god, one of my favorite lines in the movie, and like it's such a funny gold digger line. She's just like, I don't care how rich he is, as long as he has a yacht, his own private train car, and owns his own toothpaste. Like, there's something so funny about that. We're like, oh, dude, this is like classic gold digger line. It's like, I don't care how rich he is, as long as he has one of the most expensive objects in the world, which is a fucking yacht at this point. And it still is, actually.
Yeah, she's definitely a gold digger for sure in this movie.
Girl loves diamonds. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I like this movie. I didn't like it as much as I thought I would, honestly.
Okay.
Like, it's probably like I probably like Billy Wilder's other movies more than this one from what I've seen. And yeah, I thought it was really great. I thought it was hilarious. But it is like kind of like an old fashioned comedy. Like it
For
has
sure.
like that 50s ring to it, but especially the way that the duo kind of acts with Jack Lemmon and Tony Curtis. Just kind of has that old fashioned ring to it that like, I don't know, like.
No, I know what you're saying. Yeah, it's
yeah.
it's not modern by any means. Yeah, it's very like classic.
Like the premise
comedy.
is modern, I guess, or whatever.
I
The
wouldn't
premise is
call
like,
the premise modern either.
yeah.
But that, I mean, that's just my opinion. But
Yeah, I think the premise is good, and the jokes are pretty good, and I just feel like the acting is just kind of old fashioned, I guess, especially the way the characters act, and kind of like put me out of the movie as like, I don't know,
okay,
a little bit.
okay, yeah, yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it all around. I'd probably, if I had to give it like a rating, I don't know, probably like an 8.5 maybe. But I'm kind of more sticking to 8 as of now. But yeah, I still genuinely enjoyed it though. I thought it was great. Would I get a physical copy of it? Probably.
Yeah.
Is it for Marilyn? Not really, honestly. I mean, I love looking at her, but I'm definitely not getting it for her performance by any means. And again, like Double Indemnity sets such a high bar for fucking Billy Wilder movies. Or I'm just like, now I'm just gonna compare everything to Double Indemnity. So like, is this anywhere near Double Indemnity? No. If I saw this and then Double Indemnity, I'd be like, yeah, that just blows fucking something like it hot out of the fucking water. But
Yeah. Well, at least with like the other 3 movies that I have seen of his, they're completely different from Double Indemnity.
right.
Because Double Indemnity is just like a film noir, like crime movie.
Right,
but the other 3 are all comedies, where even though like Sunset Boulevard's more of like a dark comedy, like a black comedy in a way.
Has a noir element.
It has
with
some
the
noir,
narration or whatever. Of
Yeah.
Gillis.
But it's definitely on the funnier side, like too.
Okay.
There's definitely lots of comedy to it.
Okay.
But then like the other 2 are just like romantic comedies of
Yeah.
the time, kind of.
For sure. All right.
But this is just a fun comedy. Like, I definitely prefer other comedies. Like, I like The Jerk by like Steve Martin. I think I prefer that as a comedy.
Okay,
That'd be
yeah.
on my AFI list, higher than this one probably.
I mean, as old comedies go, I don't remember when Bringing Up Baby came out.
That was in the 30s.
Yeah.
Oh, that's definitely my favorite oldest comedy. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah. That movie had me like, I think it was just the physical humor of it all for sure, though. But also the fact that like the whole like manic pixie thing came from her performance in that. Like, I very much love that motif. But yeah, so if I have to compare from the old comedies that I have seen, which obviously isn't a lot, I'd still like Bringing Up Baby a lot more. And then Baby Doll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baby Doll.
That was a little bit before this one.
Yeah,
That
and
was
that's more like definitely like a black comedy.
dark
Yeah,
comedy.
for sure. Yeah, that's definitely a darker comedy by like every fucking metric. I still like that one a lot more too. Yeah. But yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, this is a good movie. I think that like my mom loves this movie. Like a lot of girls I know love this movie. This is a very like I think female coded movie. So like watch it with your girlfriend or whatever. Like watch it with your grandma even. I honestly recommend you like watch it with your grandma or watch it
I'd
with
say more watch Beyond the Valley of the
niece.
Dolls, but you know that's just my opinion.
That's not really a watch with grandma kind of movie.
Oh no, we got different grandmas. Well, my grandma's dead. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I don't know. RJ, what would you rate this movie? You've seen this 2 times now, so
Right. Yeah. So like I didn't like it as much as I did the first time, but it's very rare that I like a movie more the second time. You know, it's more often than I don't like it as much the first time.
Okay.
You know, it's like, but I still really enjoyed it. But yeah, it just makes me want to go through and watch the rest of his movies again, like the ones I have seen, and then all the new ones.
Yeah,
or new ones to me.
for sure. All right, guys. I think that's kind of our final wrap up. So I guess all there's left to say is thank you for joining us on another episode of 3 Hacks in a Movie. I'm Emilio.
I'm Ben Lang.
And I'm RJ.
All right, have a good night, y'all.